You are listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, presented by Richard A. Boxshall, in which I chronicle my life and attempts to become a professional writer by, doing some writing daily, hopefully. Hello, today is Sunday the 10th of November 2024. Day 10 of NaNoWriMo. I don't know why I keep saying that because I'm not really doing very much writing. And you're listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, although I have not found the muse today. I don't know what's going on. I did have a couple of days where I actually seemed to be able to get on with it. And then the last couple of days, I've just struggled again. But hey, as long as I'm generally slowly making progress, even if it is a little slower than one would hope. So what have I done today? Not very much is the honest answer. Pardon me. I've been planning quite a lot. Just thinking. Nothing to do with work. Writing. I've kind of set myself a target of getting some decorating done in my house before I go back to work on now turns out it's the 4th of December. I've kind of been thinking about how I want rooms to look when I finish them, because it's all very well I need to have a vision, because when I start buying furniture and I'm toying with the idea of getting some bespoke book unit fitted and all that kind of stuff, and I kind of need to know what the end product is going to look like before I do that. The rooms I'm kind of sure about now are the living room and dining room. It's going to be completely different to how it is now. So the big wall along the back is going to be a bespoke book unit. Well, depending on how much it's going to cost, but as long as it's not above a certain price I've got in my head, which I'm not going to say out loud because I don't want to jinx it. That'll happen. And then the television will be on the opposite side of the room. I'm going to have a single two armchairs, but one that will be my reading spot, because I don't read as much as I should, because I haven't got a really comfy, lovely place for reading, and that's very important. If having a reading spot just makes the act of it enjoyable, because you're going to be comfortable and bits and pieces. So that's I kind of know. The only thing I haven't decided, I've got to decide about, is I bought myself roughly this time last year actually a treadmill, which I do use sometimes, not as often as I should, but it's a big bulky thing. At the moment it kind of dominates this room. I'm standing in the living room now, and I'm not sure. It doesn't really fit in here. It just looks too big and it just looks like it's in the way. So do I get rid of it? That's an option. Don't really want to do that, because when I do use it, when I'm in the mood, I use it quite consistently. Do I put it upstairs in the room that's going to become my study? Well, it would dominate that room as well, but it's a better option than having it in the living room. However, if I ever get fit enough to actually run on it rather than just do sort of fast-paced walking, how loud will that be if it's in an upstairs room? Will it make the ceiling shake? I don't know. So there's that to consider. The other option is I do have room in my garden, at the bottom of the garden, for a shed. And if I got a decent waterproof one and had electricity put out into it, I could put the running machine in there. I could also put some weights and bits and pieces and make it a little workout shed. I mean, it wouldn't be amazing, but that might be the best option. But again, that's more expense. But it's something to think about. So but it can't stay in the living room. It just looks ludicrous in here and completely dominates the place. The room upstairs, that at the moment is my spare room, that's going to become my bedroom, that's coming together quite easily in my mind. So I want it to feel a bit seasidey. So I'm going to have sander-coloured carpet, sort of blue walls, sort of more sky-coloured walls, and then sort of a lot of white and distressed white kind of furniture in there. I've decided I'm going to go for an ottoman type bed, so then I've got storage underneath it, which I only consider that's actually something a friend mentioned a couple of days ago, and that seems like a really good idea. But then there's a possibility, because I don't like the idea of the foot of the bed pointing at the windows, but unfortunately, given the shape and dimensions of the room and where the cupboard is, I think I'm going to have to do that. But then that kind of limits what I can do with other furniture in there. The one thing I have decided, there's not going to be a television in that room. It's going to be It's going to be a sanctuary of peace. So there will be no telly. I'm going to get a decent Bluetooth speaker to go that will live in there, or not necessarily Bluetooth, but something I can plug my phone into, so I can listen to music or the radio. But there won't be a television set in there. There's not going to be books stored in there. Obviously, the book I'm reading at the time will live in there. But yeah, it's my current room, which is also where it's basically got CDs and DVDs and books and Lego and loads of stuff in it, and none of that is going to be in my eventual bedroom. I just want it to be very basically a room to sleep in, with no distractions is the plan. And then the room that's currently in my bedroom is going to become a study. I'm even toying with getting, rather than a bed in there, a good sofa bed, so that it becomes a study with space in it, and then it only turns into a bedroom when people are staying. So that's all. My Alexa device is about to remind me that the Archers is on, although in fairness I'm a little bit behind on the Archers.
This is a reminder. The Archers is on BBC.
Because it's on now, because it's 7 o'clock as I'm recording this. But the problem is, I'm a little bit behind. I'm still listening to stuff at the beginning of August. So yeah, I don't really need to listen to tonight's, because there's 3 months in the middle that I haven't listened to. Anyway, for those of you who don't know what the Archers is, Google it and you'll know how sad I am. Other than that, I was supposed to go to the cinema with a friend, but they said they weren't feeling very well, so that didn't happen. So it's just been a bit of a kind of day, really. So hopefully tomorrow will be better. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye-bye. You have been listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, presented by Richard A. Boxall. Thank you for tuning in to my random ramblings, and if you'd like to know more about me or my projects, visit my link tree at linktr.ee/Richard Wright, capital R, capital W. Thank you for listening.